It's fun, though, isn't it?
A packed house at the Brett Center. A top.
Backs force a turnover. A-Cup with the steal to the other end, and Darius lays it in. Hugo Chukwu drives the lane, lost the handle, knocks out of there with it. Lead court, Wagner, DJ with a dunk. Wagner ahead to Brazil. Trevin on the run out, throws it down with one hand. A-Cup uses it to drive left side, pick and roll. Ewan with a slam. A-Cup saw it. Directed traffic, Ewan with a dunk at 66-60 with 5 minutes to play.
Well, it's November 8th, and you win or you learn. And you want to win, but you got to learn. We got too many guys judging like it's 8th grade how many points I score. Now, why didn't you come up with those loose rebounds? Why are you trying to tip every ball with one hand? Why on the defensive end were you not where you're supposed to be?
Live from the Busch Light Studios. With Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
And produced by Colton Woodle, this is The Morning Rush.
All right, so we're all in long sleeves this morning. Pants. Tommy's got a sweater on. Colton and I have jackets on. I came in this morning, it was 61 degrees in the studio, Tommy. I think the AC was left on or something because we have had the weather.
The heat on
Arkansas weather is always interesting because we pointed out a little bit earlier in the meeting, it's going to be what? High 70s
Wednesday.
Next week? On Wednesday.
Not next week, this week.
I text my roommate because I forgot to leave our faucets running, and it's going to get high 40s today, so it's probably not a big deal. I'm going to leave them running. I like to be rather safe rather than sorry when it comes to pipes potentially bursting. But
you're not going to have it.
You're just running your water bill up with that.
Yeah.
You're wasting money on that.
Well, I'm safeguarded, especially on stuff like that.
You have your heat on?
Yes.
You're fine.
Okay. Well, hopefully there's nothing. Hey, welcome in. Hot Take Monday. Hopefully you're keeping warm this morning wherever you are, in the car driving, at your office. Maybe you're just at the house getting ready for work this morning. Arkansas falls in East Lansing by 3 to Tom Izzo and the Michigan State Spartans. You learned a lot from John Calipari in the postgame. He only spoke with the media about 10 minutes, but Colton put some of the key clips from that conversation in our open. There's a few others that we want to get into, but it was a close one. There was a lot of things that went against you. You had 14 turnovers. You got out rebounded by double digits. You went 25% from three, and yet you had three, not one, not two. You had three chances to send that game to overtime at the tail end. Missed them all, and now you're 1-1 heading into the UCA game tomorrow night, Bud Walter.
I mean, disappointing, and that's where we begin here on this Hot Take Monday. If you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell, do that now. You're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. It's the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. What you mentioned, the hero ball aspect was frustrating. I thought the low post defense, Colton brought me in the shot chart, and it just seemed like watching the game, Michigan State would dump the ball inside. Arkansas would double team or triple, just collapse on first of all, they dump it right over, and someone would have a wide open dunk or layup on the opposite side. Just watching the game, that seemed to happen over and over and over. Turnovers were a problem for both teams. This game was a 3-point game in the end, and thankfully Michigan State couldn't buy a 3-point basket. They made one for the ball game. They were 1 of 14. Arkansas was no better in the second half at 2 of 14 for the half, made 5 in the first half, 7 for the game. It's one of the things that kept it closer than maybe it was. But what was it he said after the game? Either win or you learn. And I think this was a game that Arkansas learned, and maybe maybe everyone that was upset about that 14th ranking, being picked 5th in the SEC, we can put a little water on that campfire for a little while.
Arkansas has plenty of athleticism and length, but what Michigan State showed you, even their true freshman, that Cohen Carr kid, is they got some girth. They got some, and again, you're going to see this all year long when the Razorbacks go up against just some bigger, more physical athletic teams. And Cal warned his team about this last week, about the physicality that was set to be on display Saturday night. And like you said, whether it was Kohler or Cooper and some of these guys in the post, they just sealed Arkansas a lot of times. Got the offense. Perfect example, that sequence at the end of half where Kohler ended up getting that tip put back. Arkansas just got pounded on the glass. I think they gave 13 offensive rebounds, and They played big at down the stretch. They had Ewan and Pringle on the floor
No,
at
you
the
had it
tail
right.
end of that
You
game.
gave up 19 offensive rebounds. You collected 13. So you had it right the first time. And second chance points were 18-12 Michigan State. Michigan State had 46 paint points to Arkansas's 28. I mean, we can talk about Trevin Brazile, and he had a terrible night. Hopefully that's the worst game of the year he plays. 3 points, 2 rebounds, most importantly, 16. I mean, that was in 16 minutes foul trouble. Kept him on the bench. Shows me it's going to be hard to beat a really good opponent without Trevin Brazile, and I don't even know that's certainly not his A game. I don't think it's his B game. That's got to be, and we got to maybe dive into why it happened. That's a C effort from Trevin Brazile. You got to have him for more than 16 minutes if you're going to win a game like that on the road.
Go ahead, Colton. Look like you're about to say something.
Oh, no. I was just going to make a comment about how he probably just threw in the towel after the game. It wasn't very good. It was a rough effort.
Let's go there because there's some. I guess he popped a student in the face with a towel. Tell me what happened.
Okay, here's what happened. The student section is chanting at him airball as he's leaving the court.
Yeah.
Very
yes.
directly. He's taking a fadeaway 35-footer. He doesn't even come close to drawing iron. So they are directly at him going airball, just like our student section would.
Yeah.
And he acts like, again, it is
to do the stretch.
It doesn't, to me, I'll say this, it doesn't seem inadvertent. It doesn't seem like he didn't mean to do that. It looked like he was trying to do that and then act surprised when it happened. You can say maybe the degree he didn't mean to pop him as much, but anyone that tells me, well, that was just an accident, Trev didn't mean to do that, I'm sorry, that's not the case, at least in my opinion. I can't tell you what he was thinking. So he pops the kid, and then Malik Ewan, it was funny, tried to get the towel back after that incident. He's already, let me find the statement that's already been
He put it
out
on his Instagram that he was apologetic. But to be clear, everybody that's chiming in saying, that should be assault, he should be in the Washington County Detention Center today, give me a break. It's a
That seems a
towel.
little overboard,
It's a
too.
towel. It's a piece of cloth. He didn't get it wet and make a little rat tail and pop him in the face with it. It's a towel.
I would like to apologize for my actions in the tunnels. We exited the floor last night. That was not a reflection of what I did or what the program represents. I think my question is there a suspension? If you're Cal,
that even seems too far for me. I mean, again, I'm kind of with Colton. Let's not make mountain range out of a molehill here. I mean, Cal needs to handle this internally. Maybe he loses a start. I could say he could lose a start based on his performance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, essentially, and listen, when you have a 3-point game, you can pick at a lot of different stuff. But 3 points from Trevin Brazile. Carter Knox didn't start, but he only gave you 18 minutes after coming off the toe injury, and he gave you no points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of areas you could go as to why this didn't, come out the way you want. Hero ball was too prevalent. Mentioned the low post and your ability to just let them have the offside or weak side easy dump shot or dunk underneath or a little layup over and over and over again. So, I mean, there's a lot of things, but I don't think in the end, if you sit Trevin Brazile for this game against UCA, which it won't matter, you don't do that because he threw the towel in.
You think he does? You don't think he starts tomorrow night?
I don't know. I mean, if you want to go that far and bring him off the bench as as a form of discipline, I'm okay with that. But this and Colton's not making up. We've got a couple of texts here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline that he should be charged with assault. Are you kidding me? That seems a step too far.
But he should be.
I mean, not 9 steps too far.
Well, one thing is for sure. That's a 4th or 5th year guy, Trevin Brazile. He should know better. He should have the experience and have the composure in that environment to not even be in this situation.
And there's where I wanted to go. So TB's played college basketball a long time. Played 1 year at Missouri. He had the ACL year here at Arkansas. Comes back 2 years ago. Plays big part of that NCAA tournament run last year. These incidents, unfortunately, it's not this isn't a first-time occurrence. Now, the degree you could say is a little bit more, but what I don't understand is you've had these incidents that are just like, you don't have to do it. Technical fouls and other things, and I love Trevin Brazile. Again, he has been essential to some big-time moments for Arkansas basketball, particularly last year. If you're Cal, like you said, you're just like, man, you're in your 5th year. You shouldn't be doing this anymore. Like, this is a freshman or sophomore mistake, not an upperclassman leader of your team type of mistake.
If there's discipline, we shouldn't know about it. I mean, this to me just doesn't rise to some level of a public admonishment.
Piggy says they should fine him. Can you do that in college basketball? Who was talking about that the other day? Wasn't it a college football SEC coach that mentioned was it Kiffin?
I'm okay with that.
That would get some players' attention. Let me tell you. Hey, you're taking your paycheck away. They'll act straight.
Take $5,000 or 10, and that seems even a little heavy-handed to me. But
B says ban him from the Breslin Center. They're coming back to Fayetteville next year for that matchup. Let's see, HR guy.
He won't be here for that.
Yeah, HR guy saying his lack of emotional control does not agree to give him a pass like that. Like I said, I'm not giving him a pass.
No, but let's also not be heavy-handed with some kind of punishment that just doesn't fit the crime. Punishment needs to fit the crime. And again, in the end, no one got hurt. This wasn't an assault, as some are saying. This was just losing control of your emotions after. I mean, he should be mad. He should be frustrated. He played 16 minutes because he had 4 fouls, and he only had 3 points and 2 rebounds.
He got baited into a couple of really cheap ones, too.
Yeah, that one.
I understand his emotions.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to control them, but there was plenty of reason for him to be upset.
Dave and Branson says, stop with the self-society BS. He was ticked off because we lost, and he should be. He played bad. I'll take a kid with heart that gets mad about poor performances over of someone that likes and is happy to lose.
I mean, if someone had gotten an eye put out, or someone had actually been injured, or it was fist to face, that would be, a different conversation. But let's not turn this into something that it wasn't.
John says, well, Coach Cal lost another one-score game with all this talent, and Coach Petrino took over a sinking ship with very little talent and kept it afloat in games close. 1 or 2 more close games, and we probably need to let Cal go. There's sarcasm implied that, John, good text this morning. And one of the things I brought up to you is we had what I thought was some over-agitated, over-angry Arkansas fans Saturday night when me and Matt did Hog Reaction. And it's these losses that have compounded. Tommy, you have not done anything significant in football and basketball since the school year began. Not a single game of significance. So, like when you have a game like that, it's not that you just lost a tough road game atmosphere in one of the better venues in college basketball. It's the fact that these fans hadn't had anything to cheer about all year.
Okay, but
since the school started.
If your biggest win comes in November, then, we're already in trouble. So, I understand your point's very valid about we have as a fan base have suffered long enough. We needed something to go to Sunday school and feel good about the next day, and it didn't happen. And so we're frustrated. I totally get that point, but basketball and football have to be emotionally treated different. There are 32 or whatever, regular season games. We've got 18 conference games coming up. We've got games with Duke and Houston and Louisville all coming up before we even get to Christmas. So let's keep our powder dry. Let's see how it folds out. Here's my question, though. Maybe I should save this for the Morning Rush Daily question, but, let's ask it now. Was Arkansas good enough to win this game? Hell yeah. I mean, it'd be one thing if you went to Michigan State and you found out
you got shelled.
You weren't good enough to win the game. You didn't have the talent to win the game. You had the talent. I'm not going to go as far to say you beat yourself and Michigan State doesn't deserve credit. I think that'd be disrespectful because I think they played well. But this team's going to play a lot better. I don't think they played well Saturday night, and they were still in it at the end.
Got some more text to react to on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. So we lost an Arkansas legend and pillar last week, and Dave England, Arkansas fans. And unfortunately, the family of Mike Nail got some terrible news this weekend as he passed away at the age of 80 years old. And I want to get into some of that here in our opening drive.
Grant Hill loses the ball. Dwight Stewart, over to McDaniel. Arkansas wins the national championship. The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed its dream season. And the Hogs have won the national championship 76-72 over the Duke Blue Devils. Arkansas with its first ever national championship.
Oh, what a year that was. What a year that was. I'll never forget it. I will always be grateful for that team for affording me the opportunity to call a national championship.
This is the opening drive.
Man, I mean, it's just been brutal lately, Tommy. And I don't want to when it comes to obviously someone passing away, I don't want to lump anyone together, but when you just think about what Razorback Nation has lost lately in terms of players, Mike Nail, Dean Weber, Dave England, Bob Holt, and whatnot, I mean, the hits just keep on coming.
Well, Mike was 80, and his health hadn't been well for a while. I want to focus on all the memories. I remember those Arkansas Texas games and going to Reunion Arena and seeing Mike and Rick down there, going to Bud Walton Arena in the early days, when he was in his prime in the early to mid 90s. Back when games weren't on television night in, night out, and Mike was your connection to an elite basketball program. I'll never forget riding in the car back from Dallas, where we'd went to a Southwest Conference tournament, and they were playing Texas in the championship game, as I recall. And I remember Tom Penders needs a timeout. Tom Penders needs a time. Texas needs a timeout. And Arkansas was on one of those big runs. I was 13, 14 years old. That sticks in my mind. There's probably moments, and we've all heard the national championship call, but Mike's truly a legend and was our eyes and ears for some of the biggest moments in the 90s with basketball.
You brought up a point that I wanted to get into. Television, there's more people that watch games nowadays than they did 20, 30, 40 years ago, right? And so for those broadcasters that were a part of whether it's Razorback events or someone else, they had the lion's share of the listeners and the fans. And so that connection.
And it was also in an era where Bud Walton or Barnhill, either area you're talking, sold out, difficult ticket to get, and radio was how most fans connected with the team.
And Mike did it for nearly 3 decades, nearly had 1,000 games under his belt. Just to have, again, that steadiness for a number of years. And then think about, Tommy, even like 2006, what happened with Paul. And for him to be a part of those broadcasts in 2006 with Chuck, I've never got a chance to meet him. We had him on halftime one time, me and Phil, and he had a really cool. I still have that comment clipped of him saying some really cool things about Phil and his broadcasting, which I know Phil treasures to this day. But between the national championship call and just being somewhere, being a part of Razorback basketball for nearly 3 decades is pretty awesome.
At one point or the other, he did all 3 sports. You mentioned the kind of the interim year, if you will, in 06 with football after Paul's passing. When Chuck first started baseball in the early 90s, Mike was doing the baseball games. So at some point throughout his broadcast career, he did all 3 sports. But certainly a legend. I know it's it's always tough to for a lot of people, he was a hero. And certainly someone that was whose voice was very recognizable at a time to each and every household around our state. But let's celebrate a great life and a great career and a job well done.
I think about what he spoke of, the chemistry. I was watching not a documentary but a feature on him, and he had talked about just how tight that national championship team was, and how each individual piece fit within a puzzle that ended up, again, resulting in that 76-72 win over Duke. Just to be a part of something like that would just be incredible.
And let's not forget, they were just a few plays away from winning it again in 95. I mean, it was an incredible, really 5-year run, but really the last 2 of that run, then Sweet 16 and 96, little did we know that'd be the last one for a long while. But you just find the tenderloin and all that, which was the 94 and 95 postseasons, for many of us, that's been the golden age of Razorback sports, regardless of sport, was what happened in those 2 years. That's the center cut.
And you can lump in 90, too, 90, 94, 95.
Well, but 94 and 5, I mean, you won a national championship and you made the national championship game again and should have won the national title back-to-back years. So that's
darn O'Bannon brothers.
I understand there's been Final Four runs and other things happen, but there's been runs to the national championship in baseball. There's been 10 and 11 win seasons and a Sugar Bowl run in football. But that moment that he described, those moments he described in those 2 seasons, for nearly all of us listening in our lifetimes, has been the pinnacle, has been the zenith of Razorback sports. And he had the honor of doing that. So
some close calls in those runs to the championships as well.
All right, that's your opening drive this morning. It's brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. They'll help you choose the right financing options, whether you're sprucing up your existing home or building a brand new one. You can visit any of their 25 locations. Find one near you at myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com, or drop in any of those locations I mentioned today and get started on building more family memories with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
Got some SEC football recaps to get into this weekend. Not a great weekend necessarily for the league, but college football-wise, there were some games outside of this conference that delivered. Some really good finishes, and we'll get into some of those coming up. Get to hear more from some different people on Mike Nail throughout the morning. You brought up Rick Schaefer. We've got a cut from him that I want to play here in just a bit. Plus some NFL stuff from the weekend, including a saying from Tony Romo that I thought was funny. That was very entertaining. And, again, listening to more of Cal from yesterday and our Hog Update that we'll get to as well. So no Arkansas football. You got LSU this Saturday at 11:45. Might be seeing a new quarterback. Nussmeier era might be over in Baton Rouge. They might be featuring Michael Van Buren this weekend.
Yeah. All right, so we'll get into all of that. And, of course, Alabama's win over LSU on Saturday night as well. The Fence Man standing by for you. They can come out and give you a quick, no-obligations quote on a custom fence for your home or business. They do powered automatic gates as well at the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. So whether it's industrial and you need heavy-duty framing and chain link and barbed wire and controlled access, or whether you want something pretty and ornamental and custom for your home, they do all of that and everything in between as well. So if you want your gate, you want your entrance to be a showpiece, or you want it to make sure that you keep everything that you value safe and secure, or even both, they can do that with the Fence Man. 782-3936, 782-3936, or thefencemanar.com.
Also, I've been tasked a certain thing for Thanksgiving, what I need to bring. We'll get into all that as we continue on the morning run.
This crap has been going on now for years. I'm sick and tired of it.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
The best referees in the league. There are no good referees in this league.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest, because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator, Facegram, interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Razorbacks have completed its dream season.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
TGI Fridays in Fort Smith, where football fans win with 50-cent wings all day, every Monday and Thursday. Just 50-cent wings, boneless or traditional, with a 10-piece minimum. It's perfect for Monday night and Thursday night football. Also, don't forget TGI Fridays' brand new steakhouse menu. Hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, juicy 8-ounce bacon wrap fillets, and loaded baked potatoes. Big groups are always welcome after the game, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays. Come hungry, leave happy. TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Vanley. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
When electrical needs pop up, don't get left in the dark. Call the local team that's trusted on and off the field. Harrison Electric. That's who homeowners and local businesses choose. Harrison Electric. Honest, dependable, and they leave no mess behind. From quick fixes to major upgrades, Harrison Electric is your go-to for all your electrical projects. Don't sit on the sideline with electrical problems. Get back in the game with the pros you can count on. Harrison Electric. Honest, quick, trusted. 652-3077.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
It's football season, and that means tailgate parties and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks. Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those. 107 down. This one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody woo big Dewey. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
And he really played well. And my two didn't play as well. They had been playing well, but they didn't today. Again, there were plays that they could have made for their teammates, and they tried to make it for themselves and didn't work out so good. Even the last couple plays, guys were open and they took the shot themselves. So they didn't play as well, but they have been playing well, and I like my two guys, and Cam's good. Played good.
That was Cal talking about Darius Acuff and also Malik Thomas, who went 10 of 31, shot about 32% in this game on Saturday. Think about the last sequence. Malik had Darius, I think, open on the wing for a little bit, elected to try and throw a lob, it looked like, to Malik Ewan. This is just true freshmen, Tommy, in their first road game in a top 25 matchup. I mean, did you expect anything more? I mean, kids just struggle in the first game.
They were the leading scorers, though.
But Tommy, it was 10 of 31. Like, come on.
I get it. I mean, too much. But in the end, your veteran players didn't perform. I mean, in the end, I understand what you're saying. They shot the ball too much, but Trevin Brazile on the floor 16 minutes. Carter Knox 18 minutes didn't start. Billy Richmond had 8 points in the game. Nick Pringle in foul trouble only had 6. What's left?
They look like the only two guys that could get their shots up.
Yeah.
Ewan, and you need more out of Ewan and Pringle in the front court. I know that Cal's always talked about you got to be able to throw it in the post at the end. Carter's coming off that toe sprain. Hopefully he'll be better in this game tomorrow night. Your best player on the court was DJ Wagner. He's 4 of 6, had 13 points, gave you 3 assists as well. DJ looked kind of like steady Eddie out here. He didn't look like he was afraid of the moment or anything. But yeah, you're right. When you look up and down, it's not like any of the upperclassmen performed great either.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying about 5 of 16 and 5 of 15, but in the end, they were still the ones that put more points on the board, and you end up losing by 3. Without their 16, and without Michigan State going 1 of 14 from behind the line, you get beat 15 in this game.
Well, the other thing about this game, they go 7 of 28 from the 3-point line. That's not Arkansas' strength. Here's Cal.
It just didn't look right. None of it. We start the game, instead of throwing the ball ahead, it took me subbing everybody, calling 2 times, throw the ball ahead and start lane touching. We took 28 threes. Come on.
Michigan State goes 1 for 14 in that game, and they still somehow won. You go 7 of 28. I love Billy Richmond. He shouldn't be taking 4 threes in any college basketball game. I know he's gotten better from the 3-point line, but that shouldn't happen. Collectively, again, they chunked up too many. They settled. Michigan State's physicality got to him a little bit. And again, Cal said it all week. He was like, "This guy's better be ready for it," and they weren't ready, and yet they still had a chance to win the game.
Each team had 14 turnovers. Arkansas forced 11 steals. They had 18 transition or fast break points. I don't want to say you never got in a flow offensively, but it seemed like every third possession was a steal and a run out, and they were trying to get to the ball of the rim very fast, a lot of over the top passes. The transition game, I thought, was very strong in this game. And maybe that led to you never got really settled in enough on enough possessions on offense. Mondi, anything there at all, or is that?
Yeah, they shot 30% in the second half, less than 30, like 20.
But you
29.
look off of 14 points off turnovers was 17 to 10. Fast break points were 18. Seemed like they were trying to get, from end to end with long passes and transition plays very often in that game, and it wasn't just off the 11 steals they produced.
Yeah. Arkansas women's basketball won on Friday against UAPB, pretty dominant. That was actually the third largest crowd, or excuse me, second largest crowd in program history. They play UCA tonight. Razorbacks basketball men's team plays UCA tomorrow night, so you got 2 games against the Bears consecutive nights for the weekend. No football. Mentioned this a little bit earlier. Tommy, I think you're going to see Van Buren start this weekend for LSU. They pulled Nuss. Yeah. I think Wilson is going to start him this weekend. It'll be the first time I think that he started since he was in Starkville last year.
Interesting what's happened with Garrett Nussmeier this year, a guy that was the odds-on favorite leaving SEC Media Days, a guy that was being talked about first and foremost for the Heisman Trophy, and now he's potentially benched this weekend in a November game, not for injury but performance.
Curious what I think they'll have their press conference today. Petrino will probably get asked about that. Curious to see what comes out of it. All right, that is your Hog Update here on Hot Take Monday. Our Hog Update always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You mentioned LSU going down to Tuscaloosa. That game was close. I mean, it's 20-9. LSU just offensively is awful, which is not the position group that I thought would be bad this year for them. Thought defensively they'd be improved, but they're way better. Razorbacks, I mean, how many points you got to score this weekend to have a chance with LSU? Like 24? Maybe less? I don't know what that game's going to look like, and Arkansas's defense is by no means good, but I wouldn't think you got to score 35-plus to have a chance against the Tigers this weekend.
I don't know. With this defense, 24 seems an awfully low number to me. So I hope Arkansas can put 30-something. I think you have a chance to win if you're 32, 35 points come the end of the fourth quarter. And we mentioned Arkansas basketball. It's here. You can call the Hogs all November long. Great seats are available for 5 men's basketball non-conference games this month inside Bud Walton Arena. Tickets start at just $35. You can secure yours today for tomorrow's game and other November dates at ArkansasRazorbacks.com. That's ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
All right, when we come back here, the Morning Rush, Tommy's got a Morning Rush daily question for you. Going to get into some college football outside of the Southeastern Conference this weekend, including an epic ending in State College, Pennsylvania, between the Hoosiers and the Nittany Lions. Stay with us here. Hot Take Monday rolls on the Morning Rush after this.
Make sure you're subscribed to the Hit That Line Podcast Network.
I took my family of four up there every single weekend hoping for a win. And I love the Hawks more than I should. But at the same time, we got to be realistic, people.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Just when I thought
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shop on Razorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Knox out of there with it. Lead court, Wagner, DJ with a dunk.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon raisin biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet. Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
It's always good to be home for the holidays. So if you are currently looking for a different rental, or you're new to the area and looking for your first rental in the River Valley, Marshall's Management has you covered. Apartments, duplexes, and single-family homes are all part of Marshall's rental inventory. And currently, Marshall's is offering holiday specials with big discounts on first month's rent and signing gifts to help you enjoy the holidays in your new home. Check out availability at marshallsrentals.com and get your unit picked out before they're all gone.
Hey, it's Zach from the Ruskin and Zach Show. We will be live at Blue Ember Smokehouse Monday, November 17th at 8000 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Order one of their whole turkeys, juicy turkey breasts, or flavorful pit carving hams, all slow smoked the Blue Ember way. And don't forget your favorite sides, mac and cheese, green beans, baked beans, potato salad, and more. Spend more time with the family and less time in the kitchen. Place your holiday order today by stopping in-store or calling your nearest Blue Ember Smokehouse. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Saturday night's 3-point loss to Michigan State. Carpath Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Sign of things to come, and I'm pretty worried, or early season blip on the radar, time to move on? Which is it?
Blip on the radar. I don't know how you take away that you should be worried about this team after a second game loss to a top 25 team on the road, and when you had three chances to tie it up at the tail end of the game.
But listening to some of the calls you had Saturday night, there is concern.
Yeah,
with some.
and again, it goes back to what Matt in Huntsville texted in earlier here on the Loose Automotive Group hotline. We haven't won a Saturday game since September the 6th, and it was against a JV team. That's why people are mad. Not because of how the game concluded, but the fact that you've gone 2 months without a significant win.
I'm going to take the negative stance on this. I don't think you can lump together the dysfunction of the football team with the crown jewel of our athletic department right now, which is that beautiful basketball program. The thing is, obviously, they underperformed Saturday night in Michigan. There's no question about that. But there's a lot to be said about how this roster could possibly be constructed. You got out-physicaled. And when it comes down to March, at the end of the series, at the end of the season, it's going to be called just the same as it was the other night. Very, very physical. And you don't have a lot of guys that can match up with some of those dudes down low that Michigan State has. And those aren't even the best guys in the Big Ten, a good basketball conference. So there is something to be said that maybe this could rear its ugly head later on. It is a very good basketball team. Your freshmen are outstanding, but you could have probably got another big out of the portal if you really wanted to.
You bring up a good point about the physicality of that game. It was not called tight by any stretch of the imagination. Mm-hmm. And you still had foul trouble. That to me is one of the bigger issues with this team. It's not the poor the 28 3-point attempts or the poor percentage from
36 fouls total. Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that Arkansas has got to figure out how to control their fouls, particularly with their 4s and 5s. And Colton, you make a great point, but Pringle's been in foul trouble basically every time we've got to watch this guy play.
It's fair.
That's got to. I mean, and he is on where Arkansas is his 5th school, his 3rd SEC school. He's not a stranger in this league. He's got to figure this out because you need quality minutes from him. Brazil's got to figure this out. If this team's got one, to me, overarching issue right now through a couple of exhibition games and a couple regular season games, it's foul trouble.
If you're not going to play the overseas guys, then Colton, I think every point you just made is fair. A couple texts on this. This is by far the best team we've had in quite some time. According to Brian in Cave Springs, he is not worried at all. Jay from Fayetteville is not worried either. Our veterans were almost invisible. We can't rely on our freshmen in a road environment like that. Saying the same thing, Tommy, you were talking about earlier. Nathan in Benville, let's see. It was great coaching tape, and the team will learn and get better. I mean, that's what Cal said.
This was enjoyable. I'm glad that we came up here, and you want to win every game. At this time of the year, you win or you learn. We learned. We learned. learn about each other. Guys got to take responsibility, hold themselves accountable. That's hard.
And Austin and Van Buren, it's November basketball. There are a few things to work on us for sure, but that's why you schedule teams like this early on. You've got a stretch of 4 straight home games before you play Duke on Thanksgiving on CBS. If you haven't watched the Duke Blue Devils yet this season, they've got 2 freshmen. Is it Camden? It's not Carlos. Camden. Caden, I think it is. Boozer. Carlos's sons that are really, really good. So that should be a fun matchup to see a couple young guys go at it. But I think, again, the point's what you're upperclassmen. I'm going to give Carter a pass because I think he was coming off that injury. He's rusty and it's hurt.
And only took 1 shot.
Yeah.
Got you 4 rebounds in 18 minutes.
But outside of DJ, none of the upperclassmen played good. And I know Cal always points, well, it's not just a points thing. Well, if you look at some other elements to their game, they got pounded on the glass.
46 points in the paint.
Yeah.
It seemed like Malik Ewan made some bad defensive decisions in the time he was in there as well. I mean, again, I'm not even close to panic button or, hey, this team's got problems. They played poorly and had a chance to win on the road in a ranked in team's environment, place that Arkansas hadn't played a lot. Move on. Watch the tape, then move on.
Can I follow up real quick, Ty, with do you feel better after this game last year than you did versus watching them play Baylor last year? Because that's kind of a similar feeling. You had to go to them. It's a premier basketball team, and you kind of got housed in that game too.
Yeah, you got routed. It's a good point. I hadn't thought about comparing the two. I mean, you got housed against Illinois. Now, if you get beat pretty handily against Duke in this Thanksgiving, then this conversation changes, and I'll be a little more negative.
That's not the Arkansas way. We compete, we lose close. That's the Arkansas way.
Across all sports. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Day question. Number 1 place for indoor golf. Hey, if you're planning a Christmas party, a birthday party, corporate event, they can do it at Cart Pass Social. Go to cartpasssocial.com, click on the events tab. Christian Olson, Nate Garhan would love to have you this holiday season. Gift cards, the perfect stocking stuffer. It's BYOB at Cart Pass Social, so you can bring in your food, your favorite beer and seltzers. You don't have to wear golf attire. If you want to wear a jacket because it's cold outside in, you can do that. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Give them a call at 479-487-3622. And again, cartpasssocial.com. Great place you can watch college football and the NFL this weekend. We did have some not great SEC football, Tommy. Fair, Colton? Any pushback on that this weekend?
It was,
the Vandy Auburn game was good at the end.
That was
it went to overtime.
That was the best ending of
Auburn
the weekend.
loses another game they should have won.
Yeah.
Daniels throws to the end zone. Incomplete. Vanderbilt outlasts Auburn in a thriller.
And I'm cheering for the Doors watching this game because they're still in the college football playoff hunt. I'm not going to say they have a favorable schedule because they still have to go to Knoxville and beat Tennessee. They've got a bye week this week, but I think they can beat Kentucky at home. And I'd give them more than a puncher's chance against the Vols here in a couple weeks. I mean, you got a 10-2 record. Your only 2 losses would be to Alabama on the road in Texas. I mean, stack that up against some other teams across college football.
Why wouldn't you give them a chance against the Vols? Absolutely on that. So, now, is the SEC going to be 5-6?
I don't think it
we
gets
know where the
past
ranking.
4.
We'll get another set tomorrow night, but I'm with you. I don't think it gets past 4, and some of this will work itself out.
Well, I think people are one of the conversations I heard the Mississippi State president talking about this on Friday is that the Group of 5 auto qualifier this year particularly hurts the Big Ten and the SEC. Not that it didn't last year, but there's no in my opinion at least, there's no locked in, this is the Group of 5 team that deserves to be in the college football playoff like you've had in years past. And so that 5 number you're talking about would be if it wouldn't be that auto qualifier.
I know what the records are near the bottom, but is this the deepest the SEC's ever been with quality? I mean, you look at Arkansas, we know the record. You look at Auburn, we know the record. Even Kentucky. These are teams that are not getting blown out by teams that are ranked in the college football playoff rankings near the top that are going to be playoff teams. This might be the deepest in quality. Somebody's got to lose. And Arkansas, Kentucky, Auburn, Mississippi State are teams that are getting beat other than when they play each other, but they're hanging in there with the big boys at the top. This might be the deepest this conference has ever been with quality.
So on that note, do you think they're going to dethrone the Big Ten and win a national championship beating whether it's Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State, because that argument may be true, but it's all for naught if you can't.
But it may not be your best year ever. I think it's clearly not your best year ever in your top 4. I don't know that you're the best you've ever been at the
Georgia,
top.
Ole Miss, Bama, and A&M.
Yeah,
probably your top 4.
And probably, A&M's probably, well, I mean, it is one right now. So
that was in no order, just kind of.
Right. So I'm not sure that you're elite at the top, but I think you're better at the bottom, despite the records across the board. So
Arkansas is the best.
Is Ohio State the best team in the country? Yeah. Is Indiana? I mean, Indiana had a scare this weekend, but found a way against Penn State. So I can't say that the SEC is definitely going to dethrone for a national title, but I'm just saying this league to me appears to be deeper and better than it's ever been.
So the best ending in the SEC was the one we just played with Vanderbilt and Auburn. The best one of the weekend was that Indiana game. Gus Johnson losing his voice a little. I love Gus so much. I'm ready for him and Raph to be back as a basketball tandem broadcasting team again. But not the best game for the Hoosiers and Mendoza, yet he leaves them on that drive with 36 seconds left.
And the way that receiver bit his body and got his feet down, catch of the year right now.
What I was thinking when I saw that play was, what a call by the ref to get his body in position out of the way and get that line of sight right there towards the foot and make the correct call on the field. That's what I thought.
I'll tell you what, if he says that was incomplete and he was out, I don't think that gets overturned, and we're having a different conversation today. So I think that's a valid point. Signetti after the game.
Gus, thank you. Well, Coach, Indiana has never won here at Beaver Stadium. How does that change today?
This team's never played here.
This team has never played here, and this team is special. But you said your antenna is up when it comes to Penn State. What concerns you?
Nothing concerns. The time concern's over. It's time to attack and play.
Thank you.
He's great. Pre-game, post-game, half, doesn't matter. He's entertaining. And listen, I'm going for 2 teams. Arkansas, of course, is not going to win. Vanderbilt from the conference, Indiana outside. Those are the 2 teams.
Cinderella picks.
Yes.
Good Cinderella picks. Hey, I see that Scruff's coming in here, No Shave November. And
yes,
you've put down the razor. Your beard is growing. It's all for a good cause during No Shave November with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation. Ty and our team's helping raise awareness and funds to fight prostate cancer right here in Arkansas. 1 in 8 men in our state face prostate cancer, so let's do something about it. You've shaved one last time. Hopefully you're doing No Shave November. Let that beard roll all November long. Post your pics with hashtag NoShaveAPCF and tag your buddies and get in on the fun. Every dollar raised right here in Arkansas helps fund free screenings, patient support, and educational programs. So don't shave this month. Grow your beard for a reason. Join the challenge at arprostatecancer.org. That's arprostatecancer.org.
Josh and Harrison thinks NIL has gotten kids that would normally go to Bama, Georgia, or LSU, the traditional top teams, to go to other schools, making them not as deep. So reflecting on what you said about the conference, he feels like that's all also affecting the rest of college football. And maybe when you look at what's going on in Nashville and Bloomington, there's a case to be made there from Josh.
Absolutely. Have you looked at the line for this week? Arkansas, LSU got Bet Saracen
What about
up.
Touchdown-ish?
6 points.
Yeah.
LSU favored by 6 points. Arkansas's plus 180 on the money line. 56 points for the over-under. You can find all the action, all the odds online, betsaracen.com, Arkansas's number 1 sports betting app. It's right there. And then you got Phillies and Eagles tonight, or probably Eagles and Packers. The Philadelphia Eagles, the Packers, a 1-point line with the Packers catching one tonight on Monday Night Football.
Let's talk about that Arkansas line when we come back. Hour 2, Hot Take Monday is next.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. You'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hawk fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Up on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or
job. Yeah, around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
Told ya.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479 Stadium, 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? The Fence Man, 479-78-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rat Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources. 4015 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathauto.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Archery season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows and crossbows, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow technicians with years of experience are on site, ready to get you dialed in to hunt. Need gear? Infinity has tree stands, saddles, plus blinds from Banks Outdoors. Find all your hunting needs now at Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma. Infinity Sports and Outdoors.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your door needs, including garage repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Oh, did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call your shelter insurance agent, Ryan Hughes, in Fort Smith.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunny skies. Our high temperatures this afternoon in the low to mid 40s. Clear, cold tonight, and overnight low in the upper 20s. Lots of sunshine. It'll be warmer on Veterans Day, a high near 60. And then Wednesday, sunny skies, a high near 70. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grant Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
Touchdown, Arkansas! How did he get that wide open?
A packed house at the Breslin Center, a top 25 matchup, two Hall of Fame coaches.
Now the Razorbacks force a turnover. A-Cup with the steal to the other end, and Darius lays it in. Hugo Chukwu drives the lane, lost the handle, knocks out of there with it. Lead court, Wagner, DJ with a dunk. Wagner ahead to Brazil. Trevin on the run out, throws it down with one hand. A-Cup uses it to drive left side, pick and roll. Ewan with a slam. A-Cup saw it, directed traffic. Ewan with a dunk at 66-60 with 5 minutes to play.
Well, it's November 8th, and you win or you learn. And you want to win, but you got to learn. We got too many guys judging like it's 8th grade how many points I score. Now, why didn't you come up with those loose rebounds? Why are you trying to tip every ball with one hand? Why on the defensive end were you not where you're supposed to be?
Live from the Busch Light Studios. With Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. And produced by Colton Little, this is The Morning Rush.
So you had some good quotes and good comments from Cal there, but the best one had to be this after the game.
And you know what my best friend is? The bench.
Oh, man. Hey, welcome in. Hour 2 of The Morning Rush, Hot Take Monday. Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Colton Little with you here the next hour. Arkansas falls to Michigan State 69-66 on Saturday night in East Lansing. You got 4 games at home at Bud Walton Arena before you take on the Duke Blue Devils. Tommy, just initial thoughts here in hour 2 to that loss Saturday night.
You got to have your studs play better. You've talked about the freshman play. They still led you in scoring. I understand the shooting numbers, but some of that's a result of Trevin Brazil and Nick Pringle finding foul trouble and not giving you what you've got to have. I don't know if you can win very many games in league play of this magnitude. And this was similar to a league game I think you're going to see with Trevin Brazil giving you 16 minutes and 3 points. Post defense, I thought time and time again, Michigan State just took advantage of Arkansas's defense collapsing or double teaming on the low post entry pass. They dump it over for an easy layup or dunk time and time again. It was a learning experience. No need to panic. Arkansas was good enough to win this game. They just didn't. And hopefully when you play Duke in a few weeks, you play Louisville in December, and you play Houston in December, you fare better and you win. I don't know if you got to win all those games, but win a couple. If you go 2-2 of these marquee games, I'll feel like you're on the right track, because in the end, Cal's teams do start slow. It does take time for the chemistry to come together. I think that's more universally true than has ever been before. But I think you're trending in the right place for conference play. I think they elevated the launching pad this year. That's where we begin. Hey, if you are looking for a way to de-stress for less, Burton Pools and Spas has got a sale going on right now when it comes to all the hot tubs and everything. So if you're feeling stressed, get ready for a break from it with Burton Pools and Spas. They can assist you in unwinding during the De-Stress for Less event. Discover the world's best-selling hot tubs designed to melt away tension, ease tired muscles, and calm your mind, and save up to $7,000 off right now. Burton Pools and Spas also offers Tylo saunas, Tylo. You can look these up. Tylo saunas, traditional and infrared models that bring the warmth and wellness of a spa retreat to your home. It's all at Burton Pools and Spas. Water for a better life. Fort Smith Hot Springs, Greenland, and in Springdale, and online at burtonpools.com.
A-Cup uses it to drive left side, pick and roll. Ewan with a slam. A-Cup saw it, directed traffic. Ewan with a dunk at 66-60 with 5 minutes to play.
There were some encouraging moments in that game where Arkansas was down 8 and ended up tying it up with Michigan State. Then nearly went 2 minutes without scoring and losing this game by 3. You got out-rebounded by 12. You got dominated points in the paint, 48-26. And yet, Jordan Green Forest ports out, You played poorly, and you still only lost by 3. This is a different conversation we're having if they lose by 15 to 20. This is a different conversation we'll have in 3 weeks if Duke just pummels them in the United Center in Chicago. But as of now, kind of asked the question earlier, it's like, is this something to get agitated about following the loss, or is it just, hey, it's early in November basketball? You point out you got 30-plus games. You got plenty of non-conference games before you play the 18 SEC ones. You have to lessen when you get to basketball season. And I know, listen, I want to win every game like y'all do, but you have to lessen the blow after a loss because the significance of it being that there's 12 regular season games versus 30-plus is just less. It's just reality. And even if it's a ranked opponent, even if it's a game you felt like you should win, it's just not as impactful as one of those regular seasons will be in football.
Yeah, you just look. I'm looking. Colton printed off the shot chart from Saturday. You look at Michigan State's. I mean, they took 38 shots inside the paint, made 23 of them, 61% shooting. I mean, you just look at where where their shots came from in both halves. Pretty amazing. They don't have anything mid-range to speak of in the first half. Second half, I mean, and the shots they took outside the paint are like right near the line. I mean, it's incredible. Other than 3-point shots, they do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots total outside of the paint in the second half of the game. It's pretty amazing how they took advantage of that for Arkansas. Arkansas, on the other hand, similar in regards, but just weren't as effective in too many threes. I mean, you can see. The total number of shots, 43 shot attempts in the paint to 38. So Arkansas just not as effective there.
Yeah, they only had 23 attempts in the paint.
Yeah, 23. What did I say? 28. 23 to 38 on attempts on paint shots between these two teams. Pretty amazing. So both shots 61%. However, from the paint is just the number of shots. Thank God. Michigan State wasn't hitting 3. They had an off night, 1 of 14. They quit shooting them. They realized there was opportunity inside. They took advantage of it. Guys, if they had made 7 of 20 or 5 of 18 or some number like that, I mean, this would have been a different ball game, probably a different narrative this morning.
Well, TB had 3, Pringle had 6, and then Malik Ewan ended up with 4. So you got 13 points from your front court players predominantly. That's not going to win you many college basketball games, especially in an on-the-road atmosphere. And again, your competition lessens these next 4 games, but you're playing a pretty good front court player in Boozer coming up here in a few weeks. Cal went big late with Ewan and Pringle trying to mitigate some of the offensive rebounds that Michigan State had. Maybe it did a little bit. But you got pounded on the glass throughout this game. And then the freshman.
And some of that was the foul trouble where you couldn't be aggressive.
Well, TB, like if you watch in the second half, particularly in the last 10 minutes, like he gambled for steals a lot, and it was like feast or famine. He either got a steal, he got a poke away, or Michigan State would get a layup or a blow by and end up with an easy point. So hopefully he'll be better in this next game. And back to Trevin, we spoke of this earlier, and we'll talk about it again, the incident with the towel after the game and the player. In my opinion, listen, I wasn't there. They're chanting airball at him because he just airballed what could have been a game-time field goal attempt. I thought it was on purpose. Anyone that tells me it's not, I just don't believe that. I think maybe maybe he didn't mean to hit him that hard, but he's already since apologized, put something on Instagram. I think us 3 are under the impression there's not going to be a suspension or anything after that day. It's probably an in-house something, but still, 5th-year player. Here's what I'm frustrated about this morning. You're a 5th-year player, man. And listen, I get the anger, and I get you just airballed what could have been a game-time field goal, send the game into overtime. You get these students yelling airball at you. They're pointing at you. They're doing the Florida State, like, Seminole thing, and you can't do that as a 5th year. If you're a freshman, it's one thing. Like, you get it. But you're supposed to be one of the leaders of this basketball team.
He was 1 of 5 from the floor the whole night.
He had that ticky-tack foul called on him during the game. He just didn't play well, and so that was a combination of things happening.
He only played 16 minutes. I mean, he stayed in foul trouble. And he played early. He played late in the first half. In the final minutes, he got back in as a gamble with 2 fouls. I I mean, you could even argue that maybe Cal was a little too conservative with keeping him on the bench at times, but I think some of that's to prove a point, to learn a lesson. And the team paid the price, but I mean, Pringle's been in foul trouble every time out. He had 5 fouls, fouled out, but did get you 28 minutes. Brazile can't be in a spot. He can't put his team in a spot where he only plays 16 minutes, man. And it wasn't about play. It was about he couldn't get in a flow. The team couldn't get in a flow with him. Because, I mean, every time he'd get in and pick up another foul, he'd have to go sit down. So, I mean, I don't know how you fix that other than, back off on defense a little bit, but you need him to play great defense too, but he's got to figure out how to play with his feet and not his hands.
Yeah, and play without fouling when you have a kind of a thinner front court when you think about Pringle, Ewan, and also TB. And guys also, I mean, back to fundamentals, you just got to box out.
We did 3 days of blocking out. How'd that help? Should have done something different because we'd have had about the same results.
This was an issue last year, and Cal looked like he tried to address it. I agree with Colton, and I said it as the roster was being constructed. I would like to see them get one more center or power forward in the portal. They didn't do that. Again, you got these kids overseas, which are, I'm going to guess, are more developmental projects based on us not seeing them in significant games to this point.
You don't know how to say their names yet, so that's exactly right.
And because they haven't played.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And so if you're looking like you can take the vantage point of, well, it's an early game in November, whatnot, but this is what's going to happen in a very rough and tough physical SEC play where you'll go on the road to Gainesville, you go on the road to Tuscaloosa, you go on the road to Auburn, and Tennessee's coming in here, Auburn's coming in here. You got these physical type of matchups and bouts that you're going to face like game in, game out. I'm curious how this basketball team's respond with being just a naturally thinner group. Like you're going to play some guys with some girth, like Michigan State had. How do you bounce back and balance getting pounded on the glass like they did Saturday night?
I think that you can balance that by having guys like Darius Acuff and Carter Knox, guys who are a lot thicker and stronger than your average wing or your average guard play, or your average point guard. Darius Acuff is really built. Carter Knox is definitely a load out there. So those are ways in which you can win the physicality, in my opinion. But not having a true bruiser down low is something that I think has been a detriment to this team and to Cal for quite a long time.
But shouldn't Pringle be that guy?
He absolutely should. But what happens, Tommy? He can't get out there and play because he's in foul trouble.
Yeah. So I mean, Pringle's got to. To be that player. Hey, we're brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They've got 2 locations, Fort Smith and in Salisaw. Salisaw location right across the street from the Sequoia County Courthouse. Not only do they handle all family law, Jackie has 13 years in car wrecks, slip and falls, dog bite cases. So she'll get you help with that insurance check or wreck check that you might be involved in right now. They understand that times are hard. Most of us working class people can't afford a $5,000 retainer that you get asked for by a lot of other law firms. So that's why they make it easy to understand with flat fees, down payments, and monthly payment plans that all make sense for you. Hey, and the laws have changed when it comes to joint custody. Joint custody now the default in Arkansas. So if you're afraid to go to trial or go through that divorce because of custody, joint custody now the default. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com. That's mocklegalsolutions.com or call 479-769-1505.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by our audience this morning. So it's a little colder here in the natural state, and yet Wednesday it's going to turn around in a lot of places and be 70 plus. Tommy, we have not received someone's buck yet on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. If you would have said, Ty, you got to take a bet. Will someone send in a picture of the deer they shot this weekend during the course of the morning rush in the first hour and 15 minutes? I would have said absolutely 100%. Modern gun season opened up on Arkansas by football weekend, and I know you and I were talking about before the show. That might be one of the few events that actually gets scheduled around. Did you just get one?
No, I've had my uncle Richard sent me one to me and my brother last night. I think this was in Texas, though. I'm pretty certain, but it's a very nice. I mean, look at the rack on that thing, dude. There. I mean, big old deer. I'm putting it up to the camera here, but big old rack and thick neck. Man, that's a good looking deer right there.
There you go.
So,
my brother is the hunter of the two of us. He's going to make his way to our family farm outside of Morrilton and kind of right around Hattieville, Arkansas. And I know he's excited to get back. But I mean, you think about just the timeline of it from the 8th to the 30th. There's not a lot of time that you get to take advantage of it. And these weekends, especially that Arkansas football didn't have, there's going to be a lot of people that stay in the deer woods when Arkansas plays Missouri, I would think, here in a few weeks.
Well, that'll be the closing weekend. So, you probably have a decent point there on maybe what some will do. So, particularly with this team, maybe not demanding that you be there now.
Well,
a nice way to put it.
Yes. So Arkansas did not play this weekend. You got LSU and Baton Rouge. Arkansas State did play this weekend, and my buddy Jack Allen of KATV was apparently around Butch Jones when they came out of the tunnel, and he asked the question, where are the fans? Jonesboro only holds, that stadium only holds like 32,000, but if you saw the picture when they come out of the tunnel, there was not a lot of people there. Now, I think they're still, help me on this, they're still in bowl contention, so it's not like they've just completely tossed the season aside, but that's how it is, and I think if I remember this correctly, Matt always likes to tell this story about him and his dad, like coming out on senior day against Ole Miss, and there wasn't a lot of fans there because of modern gun season. And his dad was like, "Well, play like you." He said it to. I'm paraphrasing. He was like, "Play and make them regret not being there." Which, again, you have a game these next 2 weeks on the road, and then you'll have that final game against Missouri. But for a lot of people, they were in the deer stand this weekend.
Well, and with it being cold, deer are going to be on the move. Like I said, it'll warm up. But hey, a lot of people plan their entire years around opening weekend.
Okay.
It's family ritual. Not that Razorback sports isn't, but if you're going to consider deer hunting a sport, and most do, it's the largest sporting day of the year in our state is modern gun season.
Joel in Prairie Grove just sent us a couple of pictures from his hunt this weekend, as did Roger from Harrison. What do you think the number? We've got a lot of listeners that listen in state. What do you think the number looks like from those that like listen and live in Arkansas that go out of state for hunting versus in state? Because there's a lot of good hunting grounds here in Arkansas.
Most are in state. I mean, we got a lot of national forest and a lot of private land. If you're going out of state, it's because you can, you've been blessed to be able to afford a lease or some land you share with other people, or you've got family land in Kansas or Texas or somewhere. But, the vast majority of people hunt right here in Arkansas that live in Arkansas hunt in Arkansas.
When is the last time you've been on a hunt post-ref? You drive somewhere?
It would probably be 20 plus years ago.
Any inclination to do it again? Is that a desire of any point with some
Not
friends?
really. I mean, I just don't need to kill a lot of things. I mean, you're
pacifist.
I'm just,
you don't want to.
I enjoy. Hey, I'm all for eating
That's
it.
not
I'm
necessarily-
all for deer jerky. I'm all for deer summer. I mean, I'll eat all the stuff you want to bring, but
he's not all the way with PETA, but he's
no,
kinda
not at all. I'm just, I'm gonna guess you've never been deer hunting or killed a deer.
Why would you think that I haven't killed one?
Pardon me. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It is
a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and I'm gonna guess if Ty Richardson had to field dress a deer today,
a deer?
Field dressed.
Field dress a deer. I'm gonna guess. He would refund his breakfast in the morning.
I thought a taxidermist had something to do with taxes.
No, you got to field dress it before you even take it in.
I
Well, that's where
explain.
you take your skinning knife or your knife and you
get that buck knife in
you
there.
open you hang it up in you pull it up in a tree generally, and you open that deer up, and you get a lot of those organs and guts and things out of that deer before you take it to be. Well, you can tag them on your phone now, and then before you take it to processing. So
Scott says it's a huge killer of time, just the number of hours and days spent to do stuff. I think my frustration came when I sat in a stand for six straight hours and we didn't see a thing.
That's not very long by deer hunting standards.
Is it not?
No.
For me, it was an eternity
I
because I was like a teenager. I like to go again.
You didn't see anything? You didn't see any nature out there?
I saw
not
nature.
Not nary a squirrel or a bird?
But you're out there.
You probably ate all your snacks in the first hour too, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this was before I was of age, so I couldn't crack a beer or anything like that. I enjoy
do that when you hunt. That's irresponsible.
Yeah, you can't have firearms and alcohol
I don't
together.
hold the gun. It's the same. I'm a watcher. I don't hold the gun. I just
firearms and alcohol tied.
I don't hold the gun. I cannot repeat this enough for the Game and Fish Warden. that
Should
may
not be
listening.
anywhere
I do not hold
near
the
each
gun.
other. Do you hold a license?
a what? Like
Okay,
a duck hunting or deer hunting license?
Yeah.
When I went, I bought it on the way to Stuttgart 2 years ago, just because I was scared that someone would pop in.
Expired by now.
I think so. I don't know how long. They're just last like a year.
I don't think.
season,
I don't think your "I'm not holding the gun" argument's probably not gonna hold up.
Wouldn't hold up in court, not even a little bit.
I listen. I abide by the laws of the land. I buy a fish license or whatever it's called, a duck hunting one, a deer hunting, and I haven't been deer hunting in a while. But if it's required, I'm not going to not do it. I'm going to purchase whatever I need to do, so I don't get yelled at or fined or whatever else could happen.
A ticket, yeah,
a ticket, whatever.
So. Hey, Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. All the push for the college football playoffs is here in November. The NFL determining their division winners and playoff seedings. The NBA underway. Hey, it's time to get with it with the Oaklawn Sports app and the Apple app or Google Play Store. New customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. It's real easy. Once you've made your first deposit, you're automatically enrolled. No extra boxes to click or buttons to push. You get a second chance on your first bet each of your first 10 days. Up to $100 in bets per day. So you can download the Oaklawn Sports app and find out more about that. 10% profit boost, and you'll find the outright winners, spreads, totals, and more. And funding and withdrawing has never been easier. Bet with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
The Razorbacks are a 6-point underdog heading into this game, Baton Rouge, this weekend. I don't, whether Wilson says it today or not, I expect Michael Van Buren to trot out as a starter for LSU. The Garrett Nussmeier season is over. The era is over for him, which is just wild because I thought he'd be the best quarterback in the league, as did Mitty this year. Is this the best chance for Arkansas to win a game the rest of the way? I know you're at home against Missouri, but think about this. Yeah. The game next week against Texas is a flex. So it's 2:30 to 7, depending on where they slot you. This game's at 11:45. Those fans won't get there until 12:30. You're playing a backup quarterback, I think at least. You're playing a team that doesn't care about the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to have an interim with something to play. This team doesn't care. LSU's out of the playoff. Defensively, they're still really good. We saw it on display in Tuscaloosa. I think you could legitimately make a case on a Hot Take Monday that this might be your best chance at a win. And I know you're playing a backup quarterback at the end of the season at home, but I would take you beating LSU before I take you Missouri, just based on how the series has gone. You won last time you won against LSU was 2021 when you did that on the road.
Here, I don't disagree with the level of difficulty. I would disagree with I would rather have the Missouri win because I think the home fans deserve to see a win.
100%.
So I would go with winning at home, ending the season on as high a note as you can with possibly 3, no more than 4 wins in a year. I would take finishing with some kind of positive image to be maybe more important than beating LSU on the road.
You think about how the 2008 season concluded, where Arkansas was 4-7 heading into that game. You lose to LSU, you're 4-8. Miracle on Markham 2 happens. Casey Dichtel, London Crawford, you win. You don't go to a bowl, but you're 5-7. You're positive. Ryan's about to be your quarterback. Let's see how 2009 goes. I don't know if the same positive things are going to be looked at when you head into this next season, 26. But to end on that note, especially as you said at home, where they haven't won a game of significance. If you want to really, you haven't won since the opener at home. And you beat Alabama in, which is a game no one cares about. So it's been over 2 months that this team has won anything at all across football and basketball.
Thanks for reminding us.
It's part of it, man.
Hey, remind you again, skip the razor and grow for a reason. No Shave November with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation. Help raise awareness for men's health in Arkansas. Sign up today at arprostatecancer.org.
Cliff points out, no, you're playing a backup quarterback. You're not going to win this weekend, which Arkansas is now. Mississippi State brought theirs in. You lost against Auburn's. Have you played another one this season, Colton?
Well, Memphis' backup came in and converted that fourth down when he drug about 15 guys about 45 yards.
That's 3.
It's not actually true, but
I think
felt like it though, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's like you got to wasn't your fart on him? And he's 300 plus pounds, and
he's nearly 400 pounds. He was at one point.
Jeez Louise, yeah, that's another memory you want to forget. All right, SEC update coming up. Some of the games of the weekend, including Alabama taking down LSU, a good ending in Nashville. We'll get to all that as we continue on a Hot Take Monday next.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years.
And you know what my best friend is?
the bench.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautoportsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric, starting 40, 45 hours a week, anywhere from $20 to $28 an hour, depending on the experience.
Yeah, that's all correct. We offer competitive pay. We have 6 paid major holidays. I'm working on some other benefits to go with those for my current employees and future employees. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Dad, the driveway looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mo Wash. One call cleans it all.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities. Across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma, residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
The Whataburger Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back, and it's still bigger and better than any chicken sandwich out there. More chicken strips, more Monterey Jack cheese smothered in buffalo and ranch, all on a 5-inch bun. There's so much crispy, cheesy, saucy goodness, you may find yourself speechless when someone asks what's your favorite part. Not because you can't find the words, just because it's hard to talk when your mouth's full with this much deliciousness. The Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back for a limited time. What a burger.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally it's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Quickly into space, Concepcion, blockers in front, and here he goes. KC says TD.
48-yard touchdown by KC Concepcion.
Aggies going to Columbia, Missouri, win 38-17 over the weekend as Mike Elko's group continues to get through the SEC gauntlet, whether it's road games or at home in Kyle Field. I keep looking for them to slip up on the banana peel, Tommy, and they keep performing, especially these second halves.
They
Good
keep
grief.
finding ways to. They have belief right now. That's what they have, is confidence that they're going to win. They never doubt the outcome, and they hang in there. Even in games like what was it, Texas a couple weeks ago, they were down 21 in the fourth quarter and came back. And am I thinking of the right game here? They were behind.
They didn't play
win.
Texas yet. Talking about A&M?
A&M maybe. I can't. Anyway, they didn't win, but they came back and made it interesting in the end. So Vanderbilt, or maybe I'm confused, but bottom line is
Vandy in Texas. You're talking about Vandy.
Yeah, that's. Who are you talking about?
Texas
A&M.
I thought you were talking about Vandy here, but I'm talking about Vandy. I thought you were playing a Vandy clip there, but they find a way to win, and I'm talking about Vandy. You talk about A&M, I'll talk about Vandy. Vandy keeps finding a way to win and doing it down the stretch, even in overtime against Auburn, coming back from behind against Texas. These are, they've got a belief right now, as does A&M, Ty.
Mm-hmm. Who, standings-wise, I'm going to pull up the SEC standings real quick. Who do you expect of the four? If, let's say, 4 teams make it. I'm going to rattle off some teams. I'll rattle off 6 of them.
All right.
A&M,
Yes.
Alabama,
Yes.
Georgia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do another one.
They only lost one game.
Yeah, but
Ole Miss.
And they've got most of it behind them. But Georgia Tech's not a game that's just
Brent Key. I'd love to see the
not
Yellow
just
Jackets.
a pushover like it's been in the past.
Texas for the Bulldogs as well coming up.
Yeah. Ole Miss, Texas, and Vanderbilt.
I like Bama and A&M. They're 1 and 2, 1 and 1A, however you want to look at it. I think Ole Miss is 3, and Georgia's probably 4 on that list, just in likelihood to make it based on the schedules left.
Oklahoma could still play a role this weekend. They've got Bama, if I remember that right. Yeah, in Tuscaloosa. If John Mateer and company, man, you talk about throwing a wrench in things. If John Mateer and company get another road win like they did in Knoxville a week and a half ago or a week ago, man, that would throw a major wrench in the SEC, because at that point, Texas A&M would be the only undefeated team.
Yeah,
You'd have a bunch of one-loss teams, which would be wild.
I don't think Oklahoma can make the playoff, but they can ruin some playoff bids at this point. I think they're more the role of spoiler than they're going to be of making it. But Oklahoma's going to be right there on the cusp.
I think so. For Oklahoma, the way they finished their season, I know LSU is typically a team you're like, man, top 25, easy peasy, to add to a ranked win potentially. But you've got one of the best teams in the league in Tuscaloosa this weekend. You've got Missouri, which will probably not be ranked by the time that game rolls around. They've got Mississippi State and Columbia this weekend, and you've got LSU. So Oklahoma, while only one of those games will probably be ranked, that's still a strong end of the season that could say, hey, we got through this, plus a win on the road in Knoxville. But there's so many different scenarios that could play out with these tiebreakers. I don't know. Did you see the high schools at that gas station for Texas when they did the coin flip? Colton, you saw it?
I didn't see
I mean,
that.
it's like Friday Night Lights come to life. There's 3 teams that are tied. They do the coin flip at this gas station, and 2 of the teams advance. That's not how the SEC is going to determine this, but man, these tiebreaker rules are going to be tested here in a few weeks.
They ought to.
And it's going to be interesting to see if you have a 3-way tie for first, or how it all ends up playing out, because I think it's very possible at this point.
Couple of proposals in the Southeastern Conference this weekend. Ole Miss, there's one at half where Kiffin gets on. And then this kid decided, hey, we're playing Georgia. We got a chance to beat the Bulldogs. No, you don't. Mississippi State gets rolled in that game, and he proposes after they got drilled 41-21. I would think, don't you schedule a proposal during the game you know you're going to win? But not so it doesn't attach itself to the moment of you getting clobbered like the Bulldogs did.
Yeah,
on
I mean,
Saturday.
so the one at Mississippi, at Ole Miss, where they played the Citadel, won 49-0 or whatever it was. I thought it was really cool. They set it up like it's, if you haven't seen it, like she's holding the ball and he's going to kick a field goal for a gazillion dollars, and then he drops the knee, asks the question, and then Kiffin comes over and gets in the photo. So that was pretty cool. But you're right, you do it on a weekend where you know you're going to win.
You know you're going to win.
Playing the Citadel.
Other 2 games that we need to mention: Kentucky, man, just clobbers Florida 38-7. Didn't expect that. And then Alabama wins, just barely covers 20-9 against LSU this weekend as the Tigers come in beaten and battered in this game. And like I said, I think you're going to see a backup quarterback. LSU, listen to this record, 2-4 in the league, 5-4 overall. Hope you took the under. I'm glad I didn't bet on the over because I had them over 8.5. I'm glad I didn't bet on that this year.
All right, that's your SEC updates brought to you by WT Equipment. Now with hay season over, did your equipment keep up this year? You need gear that works as hard as you do. That's why farmers trust WT Equipment and Vermeer Forage Tools. From mowers to balers, Vermeer Equipment is built tough to perform in the field, and it's backed by the support you can count on from WT Equipment. There's 7 locations to serve you: Berryville, Springdale, Searcy, McGehee, Jonesboro, Pocahontas, and Rayville, Louisiana. There's always a WT Equipment nearby to help you get the job done right. Stop by your local WT Equipment today. Visit them online at WTEquip.com. Vermeer, because your hay doesn't wait.
Got a text here out of the 479 sending a picture of his daughter and two bucks. She got both within an hour, apparently, this weekend, Tom. We were talking about some hunting stuff earlier in the show, and his
Good
daughter
for her.
caught 2.
What a great father-daughter memory. My
that.
kids, neither one have ever really been into the hunting scene, but that's probably because their dad hadn't led them there enough.
Well, you mentioned you have been in 20 years. Maybe it's time to,
We're more of a fishing family.
Hey,
so.
son. Hey, daughter. We're gonna do this as a family this weekend.
It'd be more like Chevy Chase, or it'd be more like the Griswolds go hunting.
Yeah.
It'd be probably more like what it'd be like. Hey, we can go fishing though. My family, I've taken them to Gaston's White River Resort several times over the years, and at Gaston's you can always count on a quality time and a first class time every time. Great restaurant that overlooks the White River. Great fishing guys. I saw a picture this morning on Facebook of Sean White, one of their top guides there. He was all bundled up, ready to go, had his face shield on, not just to kind of, as he's motoring up the river to stay warm. Yeah, these next day or two is going to be tough, but I'm going to tell you, that's when the big uns bite. So if you want that Trophy Brown or Trophy Rainbow, now's the time to make your call to Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is the number. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
This team is DTF, Jim.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hey, it's Zach from the Ruskin and Zach Show. We will be live at Blue Ember Smokehouse Monday, November 17th at 8000 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Order one of their whole turkeys, juicy turkey breasts, or flavorful pit carving hams, all slow smoked the Blue Ember way. And don't forget your favorite sides: mac and cheese, green beans, baked beans, potato salad, and more. Spend more time with the family and less time in the kitchen. Place your holiday order today by stopping in-store or calling your nearest Blue Ember Smokehouse. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Vanley. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyer's. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hungry for steak? TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is serving up the best hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, tender 8-ounce bacon wrap fillets, and massive loaded baked potatoes. It's the new steakhouse menu at TGI Fridays. And for football nights, Monday and Thursday, it's wings for just 50 cents each, all day long. Boneless or traditional with a 10-piece minimum. Bring the team, bring the fans. Big groups are welcome, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays, steaks, wings, football, it's all here at TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline to join the local conversation on ESPN Arkansas.
Been wanting to talk to you. It's something I want to get off my chest.
877-377-6963.
No service, no bars. Okay, talk to me. Number 2.
Very strong, very different opinions.
Serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
To the baseline, spits it out to Stewart. Right side, Thurman. He's open for three. Good! Scotty Thurman with his third three.
Tommy lost Mike Nail this weekend, longtime broadcaster for Razorback basketball, nearly 3 decades of it. Retired back in 2010 at 80 years old, passed away with a battle of cancer, unfortunately. We had some texters throughout the show talking about that, and you presented something earlier that I hadn't necessarily thought about. It's just the number of people that listen to the radio, and back then, relative to just nowadays with everything with TV and whatnot.
Well, technology's changed, but there were a lot of games in Southeastern Conference play in the early and mid-'90s that unless you were on Jefferson Pilot or Raycom or one of those, there were few opportunities to be on. There was no SEC network. There was no streaming TV. We didn't even know what that was at that point. So Mike Nail and Paul Eels in that era would be your eyes and ears. Mm-hmm. There were a handful of games that Paul and Jimmy Dykes would do on in-state TV. But by and large, I mean, the radio is where a lot of us connected, other than the handful of times we got to see the team in a year. It's not like it is today where you see every game if you want to log in, dial in, or just watch the SEC network now. And Mike was in our homes. He was in our cars. We carried radios to the deer stand to listen in those days. So a lot of good memories. And you think about that run from about 1990 to 1996 when Arkansas was in 3 Final Fours, a national championship, 2 national championship games, Elite Eights and Sweet 16s. We thought it would never end. And Mike was there for all those big moments.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Rick Schaefer, too.
It's like your friend talking to you. You recognize the voice. He's described just about every great moment in Razorback basketball. So when you think about Charles Ballantyne's shot, or winning the national championship, or U.S. Reed beating Texas, or any of those kind of things, you think of Mike Nail calling the action.
And my mind goes to the national championship because I've heard that call 100-plus times. I wasn't alive like the national championship or some of those other moments that Rick brought up. But that, for a lot of people, that's the call they don't remember. They don't necessarily remember the television broadcast. They remember Mike's call because that's how they were taking it in back in the day.
Right. So, and how many thousands and thousands of times has the national championship call been replayed and remembered? Mike did football for a year after Paul Leal's passing. He did baseball early on before Chuck took that over in the early 90s. So he's had a connection with each of the sports that we probably follow the most, and a great television career where a couple of different of the television stations in Northwest Arkansas, he was the evening sports anchor as well. So not only was he in our homes, in our cars for Razorback games, but a lot of times when you watch sports, and now that isn't what it used to be. You'd tune into the 6 o'clock and the 10 o'clock news to catch the sports at about 22 after, because you were going to get the latest update on the Razorbacks. Now with, sports radio like what we do and information on our phones and social media, that's not become what it once was. Or it's no longer what it once was. But there was a time where Mike Nail at 10:23 at night gave you the final word on the Razorbacks before you went to bed. There's a lot of days you'd stay up even later to make sure you got that score, got that update, because there was no internet to look up the box score.
Mm-hmm.
There was no app on your phone. Mike Nail was going to give you the word on that as well. So even when it didn't involve the Razorbacks. So, another legend lost in the Razorback family.
I read something this morning, and I apologize and forgive me not remembering the source of what coworker was. Might have been Blair Cartwright on Whole Hog Sports talking about it, but Mike apparently was adamant about working holidays so his coworkers could go home with the director, like you mentioned. Mm-hmm. Was it KHBS or some of the television stations that he worked for? That was
he worked in Little Rock at KTV, like I said, Northwest Arkansas, when he came up to do the game. So I mean, for those that have been in the media a while, he's had an influence on different parts of the state.
Mm-hmm.
So. And there's some great Mike Nell stories. We can't tell them all on the radio, but there's some great Mike Nell stories I've been told over the years.
You mentioned that time period from 90 to 96, particularly the 93-94 season. You got the opening of Bud Walton Arena, the first television game being that Missouri bashing and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be a part, and also for the fans that couldn't attend because Barnhill and Bud Walton were packed to the gills. That was just another way to consume what was the it thing going on. I mean, Muss used to talk about like Arkansas it wasn't just a local brand. Arkansas was a national brand at the time. And Mike was a part of that in every step of the way, it seemed like.
Hey, if you need a place to stay in Northwest Arkansas, we choose the Inn at the Mill, centrally located in the heart of Northwest Arkansas at the Johnson exit off I-49. It's the most unique choice of hotels in the region. Whether you're in town for a game or a concert at the Amp, business travel, or just a weekend away, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious, clean room ready for you. So reserve your stay now, 479-443-1800, innatthemill.com, the Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
So, again, that 94 team is a standalone squad because they won the Arkansas's first ever and only national championship, and they were loaded. Everyone points to Corliss, but that team was loaded with front court players to kind of pull it back to this team. And I know, again, we're in November. It's November the 10th. There's a lot that can happen between now and March. Do you think this front court is capable of getting you to a Final Four? Not talking about the backcourt. I think the backcourt, you think about Billy and Carter at wings and DJ, kind of the steady Eddie guys. But do you think they have a front court capable enough to get you to Indianapolis, Indiana for that Final Four?
They continue to improve and learn how to deal with foul trouble and can keep their minutes up in the upper 20s, low 30s. Yes. Nick Pringle's got to figure out a way not to have, 3 and 4 fouls for a majority of the minutes of the game. He's got to be in there. And some of that's going to depend on the matchup and that night, how important that factor is. Trevin Brazil's got to play 32, 35 minutes in a game, I believe, to give your team the best chance to win. So do you have it? I believe the talent's there, particularly when you pair that up with the guards you mentioned. But they're going to have to continue, like every other team, to improve towards that as the season starts to unfold.
Isaiah Sealy played 48 seconds. Is he a factor in SEC play, or do they roll him out by the time at that point.
Depends on what kind of defender he becomes. I think that it's not as off. I think his defense has to get to a level they can trust putting him on there, and he's not a liability.
That's what Cal talked about with him. It's just not being as far along as Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff are, who did not have their best two outings as Razorbacks this week. I think Darius was partial, played at home in front of his family, was pressing a little bit, I felt like, in the first half, and then he hit that shot right before halftime, and you're like, okay, he's going to be confident, just didn't necessarily have it in the second half. I think one of the things we talked about in the offseason is, like, collectively, you don't see a lot of issues with this team. You didn't see a lot of guys that were able to create their own shot in this game, which most of the time that's going to be Acuff and Thomas that are doing that. DJ Wagner's going to get to the rim and facilitate, but the offense was stagnant a good chunk of this basketball game. And you got to give credit to Michigan State on some of these possessions and plays, or a good chunk of them, because they did play good defense. But I think that was a little worrisome in that second half, particularly when Arkansas shot 29% from the field.
Yeah, you look at Arkansas's transition points or fast break points, 18 of the 69. They had 17 points off turnovers. Seemed like there was enough of those possessions that you were kind of getting a run out, or you'd get a long rebound and you'd have a long pass and you're trying to score quickly on a fast break. Seemed like the offense never got to where you had a ton of possessions in a row that you set up and had a half court possession. Even though it was only 69-66 in the end, I said Arkansas had 69. Arkansas had 66, so 18 of their 66 on fast break points. Just didn't seem like you had a lot of half court possessions consecutively. It was a lot of up and down the floor. You would think at the pace this game was played, it'd have been played closer to the 80-point range than where it was in the end.
Well, when you shoot 25% and the other team shoots 1 of 14 from three, that's that's a lot of 2-point baskets. You got to get to 80 points.
Basically, for the game, both teams averaged 40%, 39 for Arkansas, 41 for Michigan State. But you would think it'd even be higher considering all the points in the paint, where both teams shot 61% in the paint on Saturday night. So, listen, it's a learning experience. You were good enough to win. You didn't win. You're just going to have to find a way to get some of that hero ball out of this team. And I also think you showed something with, if you play a team that's as big as Michigan State, you're not going to be able to double and triple team the first entry pass to the post because they were big enough to just dump it off and get an easy bucket underneath. APAC and Standard Materials Group, your number one source for top quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete. Whether you're working on a small residential project or a large-scale commercial job, APAC has you covered. No job is too big or too small for APAC and their team. Their construction consultant services ensure you're always on the right track as well. Call for details and help, 479-587-3300, 587-3300 for all your rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs. APAC and Standard Materials Group.
As we conclude today's show, I have a hot take here on Hot Take Monday. It's nothing to do with sports. Today's area code day. I think Arkansas should add another area code. You've got 870, you got 501, you got 479. You had what, 327? I don't know anyone with the 327 area code.
I don't remember 327. There was 501.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was I don't know if 870 and 479 came at the same time, but they weren't far apart.
Apparently,
do you need another? I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about phone circuits. Do you have a numerical need for another?
I just thought that might be a good idea to kind of distinguish another part of the state to separate it even more.
You think that's why they add them?
Why do they add them?
Because there's only a finite number of numbers. Of numbers, yeah.
327 is new. Apparently, it happened in April of 2024.
I didn't even know we had a 3. I've never even heard of it.
I
don't know anyone with a 327 number.
What part of the state is that?
Well, that's a good question. Someone's got to answer it here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline before we leave. Or Colton can double check and look it up. But
okay, all right.
Apparently that's a thing.
All right. Well,
I've already got it right here. It's in Arkansas. It covers 15 cities, including Mountain Home, Batesville, Harrisburg, Augusta, Dacia, 6 counties up there. Yeah, the northeast up there. Poinsett County, Independence County. Yeah.
All right, Lewis Automotive Group hotline always open. It's no tax November at Lewis Automotive Group, 877-377-6963. Matt and Phil on the way to take your calls. here at the top of the hour on halftime.
Yeah, plenty of basketball talk. Had a chance to talk with Matt on Saturday night on Hog Reaction. He'll have plenty of thoughts along with Phil and Big C coming up. That's going to do it for us. Back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Y'all have a great rest of your Monday.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?